Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. Hi, y'all. My name is Shawana, and I'm going to share my story with you guys as a part of the Lifting Our Youth Tell Your Story movement. I hope that it blesses and inspires somebody else to tell their story, share their story, and just continuously be great. I'm from a small town called Andrew, South Carolina, and I grew up in a single parent home with three other siblings. Well, two other siblings, just three of us. Anywho, I went to Andrews Elementary, and in elementary school, y'all, I was a little different. I always heard that I was different. I was odd. I was extra. I was too much. I be doing too much. I've heard that forever. But, you know, I just was me. I don't know. I didn't know what they want from me. Like, what more do you want from me? But anywho, I was who I was. I was bullied a lot in elementary school because of my hair and because of the fact that I was darker than a lot of people. I heard things like blackie, darky, ugly, midnight. The list goes on. My teeth were also crooked, and I was smart, so I got picked on for being smart. Who would have thought that was a thing? Like, I didn't know that being smart made you look dumb, but it does down here, clearly. But I grew up, and I was like, you know what? Cool, it's fine. So middle school was interesting. High school, I became that girl, though. Like, it was like glow up. Like, back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. Oh. So anyway, I grew up, and I'm this cheerleader. I do the morning announcements. I'm like every teacher's favorite student. And I'm everybody's friend. Just a well-rounded person, most popular, best dressed, just all these great things. And then I graduate and I have to go to college, and I'm like, oh, there's a bigger world out there. See, I was a shark in a fish tank. But then I go out and I'm a shark in a whole ocean of other different sharks and other different things. And I realized that those accolades and those things that I had in high school didn't matter. None of that stuff matters when you go to college. When you're out in this real world, period. If you go into somebody's job, if you are, going to college, if you're going to the service, what you were in high school does not matter in the real world. Learn that real quickly. And I also learned that I didn't know who I was, that my identity was found in the things that people said about me, and who people said I was. I was humble, I was beautiful, I was all these things that they said about me, and I believed that until I had to really figure those things out on my own. And so it wasn't until sophomore year of college that I found myself pregnant, that I realized that I definitely need to figure out who I am, because if I don't know who I am as a person, how can I be a great parent? I decided that I had to tell my mom that I was pregnant, clearly, because I just can't walk around with a stomach and randomly pop out a baby and she not know who, where it come from. So after I told my mom that I was pregnant, and I said, I don't know what I'm going to do, and her words to me were, "You're going to finish school. That's what you're going to do." And that was the end of the conversation. I decided to transfer from Winthrop University to Coastal Carolina to be closer to my family, to be closer to my child. But after transferring and being there for like 2 months, I realized that this isn't what I wanted, and this is what I want. This isn't where I wanted to be. So I finished out the semester in 2014, and I returned to Winthrop fall of 2014. And when I returned, I was nervous because, number one, I had nowhere to stay. I was told that I could not live with my friends because of my financial situation and because I had a child. And that was one of the hardest things for me to accept. But I realized that when you have a child and when you do things out of order, the people that were cheering for you then became the people that criticize you. They become the people that chastise you and start questioning whether or not you'll become something, whether or not you'll be successful, whether you are worthy of even taking another chance on because of the path that you or the mistakes that you've chosen to make. But I didn't allow that to stop me. I'm thankful for my godmom, y'all call her my godmom, who allowed me to move in with her, stayed with her for a while, and then my friends who actually opened up their home to me, and I slept on their couch for a whole year, and my godmom, neither of my friends asked me for anything. So I thank God for them, and I'm thankful that not only was I able to stay with them and go back to the school that I love, but I also found my home at the movement, where I had a pastor who helped me understand that I might have had knowledge of who God is, but I never really had a relationship with him. And now me and Jesus, we go together. We in a real life actual relationship. He loves me, I love him, and I'm thankful for his covering. So I went back to school, like I said, to Winthrop in August 2014. And 3 years later, after a lot of crying, a lot of I want to give ups, a lot of this is not what I plan to do, a lot of setbacks, and believing that I'm supposed to be graduated at 22, and realizing that I wasn't going to graduate until I was 24 definitely messed with my mind. But God had to help me understand that delayed does not mean denied. And though I was taking a different path, I still was getting to the destination that he had for me, which was graduation. And I made it to graduation on May 6, 2017. Your girl walked across that stage, and I cried the whole way across that stage with my hands lifted up and my mouth filled with praise, and with my heart of thanksgiving. I bless thee, O Lord. I made it to graduation, and it wasn't because of anything. Well, it was a lot of what I had done, but it was definitely because of God's grace and his mercy for watching over me and keeping me on the path of sanity, first of all. So I'm just thankful that I was able to make it, a young mom from a single parent home who was supposed to have another child while I was in school, because the statistics show that, number one, when you have a child and you're a single parent, you usually have another child within 2 years. Statistics show that only 1.2% of single parents graduate from college, but your girl is in the 1.2%. Okay, out here breaking statistics, out here breaking barriers, and I want every young parent, mom, person to know that if you find yourself pregnant, if you find yourself in a situation where you feel like I can't go on, you can. Look at me and know that you can go on. You will make it. You are not a failure. You are simply taking a different route, and it's okay. God is still with you through it all. I'm thankful that I became a parent when I did, because who's to say where I would be if I had not? I feel like God allows things to happen. He brings children into your life for a purpose, for a reason. And KJ not only helped me figure out my purpose, he helped me know that he is my purpose. He is my reason for being, and I'm thankful. I think that a lot of times people see my success and they see what I've done, but they don't understand my struggles. And I'm thankful for the Share Your Story campaign, because it helps me be able to tell my story. It helps me inspire other parents, and I want you guys to know that you are mothers on a mission to succeed. Be a mom on a mission to succeed. Don't allow people to project their fears on you. Don't allow people to tell you what you should not do. I had a lot of people tell me that I shouldn't leave my child, that was a dumb idea, that was stupid, that he's not going to know who I am, that he's going to call other people mom. He calls me mom. He knows who I am. He understands and gets excited about graduation. And I want you guys to know that delayed does not mean denied. Regardless of how old you are, you can go back. You can do the same thing. Your children are not a burden. They are your blessing. They are your pushing. They are your motivation. And he is everything to me. I'm thankful that God didn't give up on me. And I'm thankful that I was able to form a relationship with God so strong that nothing can break it, and nothing would allow me to stop until I reached the end goal. And just because that was graduation was my end goal, but it wasn't the end of my goals. God has more things in store and more ground for me to cover, and I'm excited about it. I hope that this story inspires many other parents to know that it's possible. You need a strong foundation. You need to be faithful. You need a relationship with God, and you definitely need to know that it's going to take consistency and hard work. But understand that the present sufferings of this time cannot be compared to the glories that are to come. You will make it if you continue to strive, be successful, and know that God is on your side. I'm on your side, and I love you. I love what Lifting Our Youth is doing. Kara, Jeffron, Jazz, and Des, thank you so much for the opportunity to be a part of this amazing movement. Keep doing what y'all doing. I love y'all.